Howdy, welcome back to Dion Talk. We're going to call this rant number 2 and see if the internet plays well with us today. A rant is a video that I might leave up or I might take down. Sometimes when I'm scrolling on Facebook, I change to trolling on Facebook and it sparks a concept that I want to put in a video for you. But when I do a rant like this, I've been told sometimes I am condescending. You see, condescending is when you talk down to somebody. And I don't want to do that. I actually want to make you think. That's the point of my content. On Facebook, I saw this person trying to spread the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, by saying how much more expensive houses are to cost to buy in 2025 compared to in the past. So I, using logic, point out that houses are cheaper in 2025 than they were in 2000. And so far, about 100 idiots have pounced on there to try to tell me that I must be wrong because their emotions don't agree with me. Well, I point out some facts. In 2000, I purchased a house for about $100,000. It's $98,000, so we'll say about $100,000. It's now worth $400,000. Well, everybody said, look at that. Home prices went up 4 times. Wages haven't gone up 4 times. Houses must cost more now. That means most people look at real estate and think math is the only element that you consider. Like the people who would never buy a break-even rental, who came around to my way of thinking after a couple of conversations. So, I buy a house for $100,000. It's now worth $400,000. Wages have not gone up 400%, so they must cost more. Except, when you look at the facts, if I bought in what we call BFE, or Yelm, Washington, where the closest store was 45 minutes away. There was no Lowe's, no Home Depot, no Walmart. Closest movie theater was about an hour away. There was one blinking red light. We had dial-up. Now, people want to buy the house in Yelm, Washington for the same price, even though there are traffic lights, a Walmart, a Safeway, a movie theater, population. Home Depot's purchased land to build on. People want a walkability score. They want the population to be big enough for Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash, that thing that's probably why they can't actually afford a place, to exist in their town, but not pay more for it. If you open up Zillow and you look at the map far enough out from any major city, 45 minutes from the closest store, no movie theater within an hour, no Lowe's, no Home Depot, no Walmart, no T1 internet connection, no DoorDash. In 2025, those houses cost less than $100,000. And I'm not going to pick on this town. I'm just going to use this town because I know the data, because my friend is the king of Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana is one of those cities where you can go and buy a house for $100,000 or less. For several years, the city, because they had 13,000 vacant homes, had a buy one, get one free opportunity. Now, if you buy the houses that haven't been rehabbed, aren't a flip, aren't a turnkey rental property, you're going to buy it for around $50,000. It'll need some work. It's not on the coast. Doesn't have a walkability score. Yeah, it's 45 minutes from Chicago, so the gunfire is probably going to keep you up at night. But there are towns like that all over. There are towns like that here in Washington, where there is no R, where you can buy a house for less than $100,000. But it is a 45-minute drive to a grocery store. There's no movie theater. You don't have a great internet connection. It works, but it ain't T1. Then I'll throw out a couple more facts about how houses are cheaper today than they were in 2000, because the house in 2000 was $100,000. There are houses today for $100,000, but wages have gone up. And let's factor in remote work, something that has not existed to the extent that it does now at any point in time in my entire life. Most of my life, it was around 2 to 3% of the population had a remote job. But since 2020, remote work, the current data that they use to spread the fear, uncertainty, and doubt is 56% of Americans have to return to the office. Sounds like a lot. Well, it used to be 97% there, tweaker. 44% of Americans can work a remote job. People want to live on the coast. Housing is cheaper today than at almost any point in time. It's just not where you want to live. You're not going to get that walkability score. You're not going to have DoorDash. It's probably how you're going to save the money to buy a house in the first place. The last fact I'd like to wrap this up with is currently, today, based on Redfin's data, more Gen Z own homes at the age of 25 than any Gen X or millennial had at the age of 25, meaning home ownership is increasing. I know I'm taking away your ability to bitch, whine, and complain and sit on your hands and do nothing, but that's the point of my content. Make you think. Make you wonder, what are you willing to do in your life today that will give you the opportunity to live the life in the future that no one else can? If you want to bitch at me live in the comments, I will do a live stream every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific that lasts as long as the questions do. I'll even answer the haters that I trolled on social media today who possibly found this video. My intent is to help you, even if you let your emotions control your decisions.